Good morning, everybody. It's me, San Martin, and Eric Knight. How are
Hey,
you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I don't know if we're gonna have one of those little mornings where we're like, good, man. Just freaking hanging out and doing the things that I love most is obviously hang out and be online with Eric Knight in the morning.
It's
Eric,
good.
tell everybody what day it is if you
All right.
have that date on your hands.
I do, and I think you might like it. It's National Tortilla Chip Day.
Oh, shoots. I actually did get a text message from
If you got a
Spicy
tattoo,
Street saying
if you got a tattoo, I'd be
everybody said
chip.
that's funny. No, Spicy Streets ended up sending out a text message saying, "Hey, everybody, tomorrow's tortilla soup. I just want to let you know." So, anyways, man, we ended up getting the whole a text message to remind me that today was tortilla day, tortilla soup day. So that's cool. So, Eric, tell me, man, how you doing?
Doing well. I'm doing well. I mean, things seem to be going well everywhere. Everywhere is starting to open up and do stuff. I don't know. I can't complain.
That's a good thing, man. I feel like everybody is kind of like, playing that role, making themselves, new. Like a lot of people are asking questions about on the Facebook groups about where do you get this, where do you find that, where do you get this, where do you find that, and I really think that it's awesome that everybody's engaging in our communities and wanting to see bigger and better things happen. And I think that, like Donna Working says that she goes, oh, I feel it in my bones. Like I feel like everybody's willing to come out. I said, Donna, that's what happens at the end of summer or winter. Everybody's hibernating.
There you go.
Want to get out.
Yeah.
They want to get out and they want to go out and start doing things. And so I feel like that's exactly what's happening. So anyways, with that being said, there is a lot of cool things that are happening coming up with downtown Prescott business partnerships. They're getting and gearing up for volunteers. They need volunteers for some of the events that are happening. I actually talked to Michelle, which is the head cheese over there for the special events coordination over in Prescott, and she is 100%. Everybody's asking, can I go ahead and book this date? And she goes, yeah, but there's a couple more extra stipulations that will that you're going to have to abide by in order for it to work with Governor Ducey's executive orders. So,
did she give you an idea?
I told. It all has to do with COVID, Eric. It all has to do with COVID. And until somebody says something different, they're going to have to follow by these guidelines. And unfortunately, I told her, I said, I don't think I will ever want to come back. Oh, good morning, Donna. Thank you for the stars. She said 50.
Awesome.
I should do a dance with Donna. Anybody that sends us a star, I should do a dance or something. But thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. So we are running through a scenario where, a lot of people are actually wanting to go ahead and feel the need of springtime is coming. And that's kind of like one of those, it's everybody feels it. I was driving through downtown Prescott, and on every tree you can start seeing the budding of the leaves. And so that, it's coming. It's actually really, really coming out. And everybody should actually really start feeling that buzz. But once again, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with, these things, these unseen, untold things. And nobody knows really the answer.
I gotta back you up. You're saying that trees bud? That means allergies are coming.
Oh yeah, they've been coming, Eric. They've been coming. They've been freaking out there, and I tell you what, Eric, it's scary. It's really scary to have any of those things. For anybody that has allergies, I was actually out there cutting some trees the other day, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, people with allergies must really, really hate this stuff, because I was all up in juniper tree and in a aspen tree and a freaking, I think of a cedar tree. And I think a lot of people have allergies off of those things. And so I'm sitting there like, I don't know how anybody does it, because this is Prescott, Arizona, and all it takes is just one good wind, and then boom, that stuff is pollinating everybody.
Yeah, we had that last weekend, right? On Saturday, it was the Saturday or Sunday where the wind was just insane. And we've had a bunch of pollution advisories too.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest things that was actually happening for our local Prescott area is that we were getting, let me put this over here on this side. We were actually getting put into, it was like, I think it goes to 10 being the highest. And we were like 8.5, 9, 9.0% of nothing but allergies or pollen, the pollen count. That's what it was called, the pollen count. And so that is not good. And especially for everybody that has sicknesses. And so I don't know if you guys start feeling like nauseated or your nose starts running or you just don't feel right, it's probably because of allergies. So you guys might want to check that before you start considering it as COVID, because that could be a very big problem. It's a problematic thing, man.
It could be. It very well could be. Yep. That's coming. I mean, we're almost to March, which is basically spring. Speaking of, are they doing spring training in the Valley this year? Or is it last year it was kind of cut short?
Yeah, well, let's see what happens, Eric. I mean, like I said, we don't know what's going on. The football for the Wranglers for the Prescott Valley, IFL team, they actually pushed it back to a month, because they were supposed to start in April. January, March, April, May. I think they're March or April. I don't know whether they're supposed to start it sooner than they did, but they ended up having an actual a setback date because of the COVID-19 scenario. So with that, it's up in the air as far as like what they're trying to do or what they're wanting to do. So, they're saying that it's going to start, but it ended up getting pushed out.
The title of today's broadcast was events, because you got a bunch of stuff that you wanted to talk about that looks like it's going to happen, but there's no guarantees. So what are some of those things?
Okay, so as everybody knows, we have the opportunity to go ahead and talk about events that are happening, but once again, it's a very big taboo in our area for right now, because a lot of people are trying to fill out that little, if you're doing this, I'm going to call the Yavapai County Health Department. And I'm sorry for that way of I'm talking, but it just seems like somebody that doesn't want things to happen is out there trying to diminish or even sabotage events that are happening at places where people feel comfortable in going. People probably like, it is what it is. I'm just going to go now. And so this time it's really scary to put out events there, but there's a lot of cool things that are happening. Like the Cheek Tones are at the Windsock. I mean, they're celebrating Hoppy's birthday. I don't know if anybody knows Hoppy, but he's one of the local bar goers, and they're going to be celebrating his birthday with on Cheek, man. So it's like, Hoppy runs around with the little guitar, and he would just jump in and start jamming with everybody. He's just one of those float around and stuff. But then, Saturday, Hillbilly Trio at Matt's Saloon. There's karaoke with Matt and Allie over at Sidekick Saloon. Farmers Market is going out. Salt of the Earth Trio Band is going to be playing at the Back Alley Wine Bar. Man, what else? There's a drive-by community Purim party for the Shabbat of Prescott. There's just so many cool little things that are happening, but they're little small things that are happening here locally around the area and around town. And what we really want to do is start getting those big events. And like, as I was talking to Michelle from the City Parks and Recs, she's saying that everybody is starting to pick and choose their weekends, unknowing what's going to be the possibilities at that point in time. Because as everybody remembers, probably 3 months ago is when they sent out that not an executive order, but the town order, saying that they're not going to be accepting permits for events that are coming up.
Yeah, and I saw the news release, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, where they said that city stuff is going to start opening back up March 1st is what they're slated to do. So it doesn't sound like they're going to continue that. It sounds like they're gonna start to open things up a little bit. Yeah, we ended up getting that from Mr. John Heine to reopen, and it came up with a big list. And I'll go ahead and do that rundown real quick so you guys can understand what we're talking about. So the city of Prescott response to COVID-19. So the city bleep. Eric, you're supposed to bleep me, man.
City facilities to reopen effective March 1st. So March 1st is when everything's going to be coming. Coming. So City Hall is reopening effective March 1st. City boards and commission, city council meetings will reopen in person. Community development building permits is going to be opening up in person. Let's see. The police, all critical operations continue as normal. The police lobby is now open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Fire, all critical fire department operations are continuing. So there was nothing that really worked or changed in that. Public Works is going to be reopening to public access by March 1st. Utility billing, with the reopening of the City Hall lobby and utility billing, customer service windows would like to remind our customers that all of the utility billings business can be conducted through our website. So you can still do all this stuff online, but if you choose to go down there in person, like a lot of people do, because let's just face it, online, some of these websites weren't ready for this big pandemic. And when you went to the online, you're just like, where do I go? Like, so to get an LLC and to get a business license, it was so much easier just to walk in and grab the things that you needed. But now when you go to the county website, it's like, where do I go, man? I mean, this is weird. So anyways, the Prescott Public Library is going to be opening up. Their hours are going to be Sunday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Wait, shoot, let me take that back. They got different hours on here, so I'm not going to go ahead and go through all of them, but they will open up at 9 a.m. and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday they will stay open to 8 p.m. So you guys can go back to there and on March 1st. And the curbside service will be discontinued, so you won't be able to utilize that curbside thing. Recreational service facilities, all special events on city property remain canceled through March 23rd. So this is what we were talking about just a second ago.
So March 23rd is the date.
Yeah, but people are still trying to get those dates for the weekends to go ahead and do their special events. So those things are happening. And like I told you, Downtown Business Partnership is already looking for volunteers to go ahead and get these things up. And I know you sent me a couple of press releases about Downtown Business Partnership. I guess we could go ahead and talk about that, but let me run through this real quick. City Clerk office will begin offering notary service by appointment only. Airport, the daily commercial flights, don't forget about face masks and all that stuff. Restaurants, the Susie Skyway restaurant has a full menu, and that's obviously open. You guys can go ahead and enjoy that. And we did that the other day. It was actually really good. The legal department, staffing and access will begin on March 1st. Human resources, once again, will be continued on March 1st. So, guys, everything's opening up, and then there's still an ability just to go ahead and call in and see if you can go ahead and conduct business over online if you need it. But it's opening. That's what I like to see. I don't know if anybody's seen Dr. Fauci saying the other day that it's going to be changing here a little bit because there's so many people with the vaccine that, guess what? With a vaccine, man, you have the ability to go ahead and do a lot more things, they say. But then they say at the same sentence, but you still got to be careful. Don't go out there and eat in a restaurant. You can eat outside, but don't go inside.
And I got to ask, is all restaurants still at 50% capacity? Is that going to, I think that's going to be for a while.
Yes, I actually was chatting with mayors yesterday and asking in regards to this, and they're saying, we don't know. We actually don't know. The governor has put the executive order out there, and it hasn't changed, and it hasn't been let up since it started. So we got to pressure some things, but as we've been reading from the Yavapai County Health Department, and also from seeing from the CDC point of view and stuff like that, since we are going back to that standard as far as like listening to the WHO and the CDC, they're saying that things are on the decline, major decline. So I like reading that stuff, but at the same time, I got
a quick question. They're just blend into me now, so I don't see it. But do all the restaurants that built those patio decks, are they still up? Because I know Rose's is, because I drive by it all the time. But what about some of the others downtown? Are they all still up, like the Ravens and?
Yeah, and they're still up. I think they're gonna utilize it, Eric. That's still extra seating for them. I mean, the Raven has the outside seating, the inside seating, and the rooftop seating still going on. So they still got a lot of seating.
I remember the heated debate in October. The council was talking about how they didn't want them there past December or something, and then they all agreed that it would be the executive order. But now it's warming up again, so they can use them, and it'll be great. So I was just curious as to if everybody still had theirs.
Yeah, everybody still has theirs. They're still up and running, and everybody still, if I'm not mistaken, has the ability to get that executive order. And I don't know if there's still money around there to help out local businesses, but there is still stuff out there that is actually really, really.
Okay. I actually have news on that. So we don't know the details, and we won't know it until Monday, but they've modified the PPP loan situation for the second round to be, and we're supposed to hear about the details on Monday, but to be targeted at businesses with less than 20 employees or those people that are contractors. There'll be like a 2-week window, and those companies will be propped up to where they can access that money easier than the big companies. And the big companies will be shut out for 2 weeks. So as soon as I have details, it'll be important for our local community and for our local community members, because it'll really apply. That's good news. That could be really good stuff for some of these really small businesses.
It is. I mean, once again, some businesses are still like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's happening here? What's happening there? And we've been talking about this since day one, Eric. What is it going to do to everybody? How is it going to go ahead and play a role in our future?
I don't know if you saw this morning, Fry's Electronics in Phoenix got all of them. They're all just went out of business overnight.
Man, they were like, yeah, this is a good time to bail out. We can utilize the COVID as the answer, and everybody's going online to buy things, and that's what's really hurting a lot of our public areas. But I was actually talking to Latana Design Studio, and she is saying to herself, like, you know what, I like the in-person buying and buying products and stuff. I like that. I don't like doing the online stuff because you don't know the quality, you don't know the blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I like the ability to go in and actually feel and touch the things that I'm going to be buying.
Well, shopping's an entertainment experience. Let's face it. That's what shopping
is. For women, yes. For women,
definitely. Growing up, and they'd be like, all right, I'm going to, you go to the mall, not necessarily to buy stuff, but as an entertainment experience. But the problem that's been happening over the last 10 years is people would go to the store to do the shopping experience, and then they would buy it online. And well, that doesn't support the stores that keeps that experience going. And that's just really starting to catch up with these brick and mortar stores.
Yeah, it is, man. So it's one of those deals where a lot of things have changed, but a lot of things haven't changed in us, like the experiences and I mean, come on, we've been on this earth for so many years. We can't just go ahead and change it up in 1 year and just say, okay, guys, this is the new way. This is how you're going to do it. And a lot of people are like, nah, man, I'm stubborn. Let me be stubborn. I'm going to be stubborn. Unfortunately, that's what stubbornness comes, and that's where us stubborn people like to go ahead and get our way sometimes. But I mean, once again, I think the best thing that I got out of COVID, bleeps, I'm going to bleep it. The best thing that I got out of it was, understanding, that if a community works with each other, a community really honestly stays healthy together. And once again, whether you wear a mask or you don't wear a mask or whatever it may be, I felt like we did really, really well with the whole, being able to stay out of the limelight as far as like getting COVID. Eric, I don't know about you, but us over here, we ended up getting, colds, but we never got COVID. So it was weird. It was like a normal. And I've been frequently going to all the big places such as, Walmart, Home Depot. And I know that they service 3,000 people in one day. So it's just like, if I was bound to get something, it was bound to be in one of those places. But I feel like we all did our part. We all stood our distance. And yeah, I saw tons of people. I saw tons of people. And I didn't stop hugging them.
I said you stopped hugging them.
I didn't stop hugging them. I kept on hugging people, man. I was Eric. I was like, it is what it is, man. If we're gonna go, we're gonna go out hugging. That's what I said to myself. I'm gonna go out hugging people. But I never took that away from it. And it's sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes when you walk up to somebody, they throw out the elbow or they throw out the knuckles or they throw out the hand. And me, I'm just like, are you okay with hugs? And they're like, yes, please. And that human interaction, my friends, it is needed. I mean, even with the mask on, I'll put my mask on and Cecily's like, ugh. you look mean. And I'm like, see, this is the reason why I don't like masks. It makes everybody look mean. It makes everybody have that resting bleep face. And it's just like, nah, we don't want none of that, man. We don't want that no more. And I really believe that we have the abilities to bring back that human interaction and connection that we all been desiring, man. So I'm actually ready for a new feel good, you know. But as Prescott has been given me,
we talked about real quick before we get too far off. We talked about the downtown partnership stuff and the releases that came your way. So the Prescott Downtown Partnership is not city. They partner with the chamber, but they own the contract to coordinate what goes on at the square, which is a county. And so even if the city has a ban till March 21st down there, the county is the county. So there may be some events put on by the Prescott Downtown Partnership that it just completely doesn't matter what the city's got laid out. And that's what they're working on. And they need volunteers. And speaking of volunteers, Real Hope Inc. is really requesting help right now. They're the ones that go out and give out the food boxes and stuff like that. I don't know if you saw San Martin, but they are eagerly dying for help. And they also want to make sure they get the food boxes out, because if they don't, they stop getting them.
Yeah, well, it was kind of crazy. About a week to 2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with Daniel, the president of Real Hope Inc., and he was talking about the volunteer stuff. I told him, I said, Daniel, use your platforms to go ahead and request and start looking for volunteers out there, because there's people out there that want to help on a regular basis. Get a nice little database of people that want to help, and then whenever you guys have your weekly drop-offs or your weekly distributing locations, go ahead and send out a mass email saying, hey guys, I'm going to be here. We could use your help. So if you guys are out there and you guys want to go ahead and make a difference in our community, this is now a great time to do so. And I love it when we all come together. That's the best part. So when Daniel called me the other day and he wanted me to go to the towers over here off of Ruth Street, not Ruth Street, I think it's Ruth Street. Yeah, Ruth Street, to go help out over there. He could only use a couple people because, once again, we're trying to make sure that the elderly were protected. And he says, I just need a couple good, strong men that will be able to willing to do this, because we don't need that many people, but we need some strong men that be willing to run up and down. And I was like, this is a good time to go ahead and drop down some knowledge, saying, hey man, go get a database of all these people that want to volunteer, and then send out that email or text message saying, hey guys, we're doing this week, and I would love for you guys to be a part of it. So it's been a really awesome scene since we started that in a few months ago, man. Well, it's been more than a few months.
It's been more than a few months. Yeah. They started it mid or early last year.
Yeah. And
because they remember we were doing it at the market, and they were dropping those off at the market, and that was summertime.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. It was really hot. I remember I was like, oh my gosh, it's hot out here. And we were trying to find the shade. So that I do remember that, man. It's been a while, Eric.
It has.
It's funny how fast months are moving, man.
I'm going to ask: is there going to be markets this summer or this spring out at Los Pinos, or was that a temporary thing?
Eric, I am going to go ahead and talk with everybody and see if they're willing to do such a thing. We started late in the summer, so if we started up in spring, it could be a very awesome thing until the end of summer. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably bring it back. I mean, I felt like it was a good thing for entrepreneurs to go out there and sell a little bit of extra stuff to go ahead and feed their families. I thought that was a great idea. So we could possibly bring it back. It's just a matter of just putting the commitment out there and being able to, just do it. We just got to do it. Los Pinos, thank God you said that, because Los Pinos, man, he's been advocating to changing the venue just a tad bit, but he's still going to be serving the food. It's just more or less that now he's adding a couple little features, such as a place to go ahead and get married. It's now an event.
Okay. It's a big place. I mean, it's perfect for that. It's beautiful in that back area.
Yeah, and then you could go ahead and cater the food that you want. There's like places to go ahead and put a bunch of people on outside. So just in case, we still are dealing with the whole restrictions and stuff as far as having, a certain amount of people on the inside. He has music shows. We're going to start doing comedy shows He says, man, we get those comedy shows all the time. I'm like, yeah, but man, I hate doing them outside because you can't control the weather, and that would be detrimental, especially when everybody paid to go ahead and be there. And you're just like, oh man, now we got to cancel this. And doing outside events is scary. I don't care what anybody says. It's scary.
Yeah.
Mother Nature would take over the day no matter what you say. That's it. That's all they ever do is just take over. That's one of the biggest things that I have a problem with.
Speaking of, I got to ask, are we done with snow? Is that it?
No, I guess we're going to be seeing that this Sunday. This Sunday, we're expecting some precipitation, but not too crazy. We're actually at 6%, but the temperatures are all going to be dropping, man. We're not going to see out of freezing until... as far as 10 days, we're not going to get out of freezing in the morning for a long time. So, but it's going to go from literally 24 degrees to 60 degrees all in one day. So we got a huge bucket. I didn't cuss. I said fluctuation. But yeah, man, it looks like it's just going to be cold no matter what. So dress to go ahead and be in winter in the morning, and then be ready to take off all your belongings by afternoon to go ahead and enjoy the 60-degree weather that Prescott has to offer. That's what happened yesterday, man. It was beautiful in the daytime, cold in the morning, and as soon as that sun starts setting, it's cold at night. So, but they're expecting some sort of precipitation on Sunday. So I don't know. It's just for 6% as of right now. So we don't really know what's going on over there.
And then there's some expected next week as well. So anyway, we'll see if that's actually snow.
Yes. Okay. So here's excitingness going on right now, guys. We actually hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So sound the alarm. Sound the
nice. Yeah.
We're really happy with that, and now gives us an extra feature. But now we got to go ahead and get that 1,000 hours of people watching the videos. So we're going to try to go ahead and create some videos where we'll start throwing a snippet here on Facebook and all of our social platforms, and then just put the full video on YouTube so you guys can watch it there. Because let's just face it, man, I need that interaction there. But it actually works out for us.
You're starting your wine thing next Tuesday, right?
Yes, the wine deal is definitely coming on next Tuesday. So we are really, really excited for all the little miscellaneous things that are happening. We are also going to be having business mixers. So hopefully anybody that's out there with the business that is willing to go ahead and come hang out with entrepreneurs and like-minded people to, just feed off each other, man, because we need that type of stuff. So,
yep. All right, sir. That time.
Excelente, man. Well, guys, as we always say, the only place that you can find out all the rest of the news that we have not covered is going to be on the PrescottTimes.com. And every once in a while, we'll go ahead and share on our page, some other stuff. So besides hearing us in the morning, you'll be able to go ahead and find out all the news releases on the PrescottTimes.com website. And if you guys have anything that you want to share with us, man, share it. We love that stuff. But until then, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Eric Knight, for taking the time out of your day to go ahead and bless this beautiful country with your face. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to get used to the beard, man. I'm trying to get used to no beard.
Yeah, no beard, huh? All right, yeah. All right.
No beard. I'm still on that level, Eric. It's been a whole few days.
Remember, you're next.
Yeah, I'm not next. No. It's not happening, Eric. But anyways, with that being said, peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.